Thank you for your interest in MRI Genesis. My name is John Grable, and I helped develop MRI Genesis, and I wanted to spend the next few minutes walking through the background of the product. So let's jump into it. You may or may not know this, but if you are an advisor, you probably intuitively know this already. But clients, in their initial meeting with you and even before meeting with you, tend to not fully disclose all of the information that you need to be an effective advisor. So if you look at the medical literature as well as the financial planning literature, you will find estimates ranging from 20 to 60% disclosure in the medical field to 30 to 70% disclosure in the financial advising field. This essentially means that when it comes to sharing sensitive information with their professional advisor, clients are just reluctant. They're not maliciously lying to you, but they don't always fully disclose information that you need. So that was really the reason that we went ahead and created MRI Genesis. Five reasons in particular. One, we wanted to help advisors build trust through structured engagement. Number two, we wanted to help clients self-reflect on why they're reaching out for help. Number three, we wanted to give a tool to the financial advising community that would allow tailored advice that matches each client's money and risk profile. Number four, we wanted to help advisors identify behavioral cues and inconsistencies that the client may be exhibiting. And these are going to be typically things that a client is not going to disclose to you unless they are prompted through MRI Genesis. And ultimately, we want to help advisors uncover money attitudes through indirect questions and even some direct questionings through the Genesis platform. So our internal work shows that advisors who use MRI Genesis as a prospecting tool increase the level of disclosure, the client disclosure, from anywhere from 30 to 70% to well over 90%. So it's a tool that really is used to help convert prospective clients into actual fee-paying clients. That is the real purpose. Advisors who have adopted Genesis use it in a day-to-day way with their clients. So how do advisors incorporate Genesis into their practice? I would say the vast majority today either share a link or a QR code with prospective clients. Some advisors will even just put this out on their website or in their marketing material, and a prospective client will click on that QR code or the link, and they will complete the survey. The survey will take 5 to 10 minutes for a truthful client to answer. The report is immediately sent back to the advisor, the one who's sponsoring the link. The advisor will receive a report, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And they will also receive a star ranking system of that prospective client. I'll show you that next. And there will be prompts and very specific guidance to tailor the advisor's conversation with the client. So what do these star rating systems mean in practice? What we've done is take all of the answers provided by that prospective client and use those to rank the person either as a one-star prospect or a five-star prospect. So a five-star prospect would be one who has a very high willingness to work with you. They want to engage with you. They're actually looking for your help right now. They trust the advisory process. They want immediate results, and they're ready to implement your recommendations. At the far end would be a one-star prospect who really has a low willingness to take action now. They're hesitant and actually not really wanting to work with anybody at this moment. They're just exploring. So, how do you use this in practice? Pretty obvious. You really want to be spending the bulk of your time as an advisor with those 4 and 5 star clients. Once you've wrapped those up, then you start working with your 2 and 3 star prospective clients, converting them into actual clients. And then, if you still have time, or maybe you have a paraplanner who can aggressively go after those who are just dipping their toes into the advisory marketplace. So, like all MRI products, the MRI Genesis will provide a report that comes back that's color coded. So, as an advisor, you will be able to see immediately areas in the client situation or the prospective client situation that need immediate attention. And these are flagged with red arrows. Yellow arrows indicate an area where, as an advisor, you should be aware of something and potentially bring it up in a discussion. Green arrows are things just to be aware of, but no immediate attention is needed. And again, like most all MRI products, you will receive a comfort with risk score that ranges from a low of 5 to a high of 95, giving you an indication of the prospective client's comfort with taking risk. Now, in addition to the 5 star ratings that we use, the really unique aspect, in my opinion, of MRI Genesis is that we give you very specific communication prompts and behavioral cues when working with prospective clients. These are designed to help you identify triggers and allow for more open discussions that allow the client to feel comfortable in disclosing more information than they would otherwise. And so there are communication prompts, behavioral prompts, all sorts of information with the entire intention of moving a prospect from just looking at your services to actually moving them towards implementation with you as an advisor. So, in the marketplace where client trust, transparency, and personalization are key differentials, MRI stands out as a tool to help you as an advisor do that. MRI Genesis empowers you to approach conversations with empathy and clarity because you have information that other advisors do not have. That's basically the client has disclosed things to you that's going to help you work with that client and improve the client's situation. The tool, I believe, is really innovative in its design in allowing you to identify client inconsistencies, uncovering unspoken fears, and allowing you to really tailor recommendations for an individual rather than just using broad strokes. So if you're interested in learning more about the money and risk inventory suite of products that range everything from a core product to a comfort with risk to very specialized services, I encourage you to reach out to Dr. Charles Chafin. And you can see his email at the bottom of this slide, but it's Dr. Charles at moneyandriskinventory.com. And with that, if you've got any questions, I encourage you to go to the Money and Risk Inventory website. And a lot of the questions that you might have are probably answered there. Okay, I'm going to stop this and thanks again for stopping by.